Hey folks, hey, what's going on? Hey, this is Wesley, $1 billion Virgin. Welcome. Good night. Hello. I haven't been live on Facebook in a while. I've been neglecting my audience here, and I apologize for that. But what I want to do, a lot of you are asking me about my nightly routine. Like, what do I do at night? Okay. More specifically, what does a 8-figure earner do at night? If you don't know who I am Wesley, $1 billion Virgin. And I've created multiple internet companies, multiple companies outside of the internet, and we've did very well. And what I want to do, when I jump on live like this, is just to talk to you or talk to anybody around the world here that wants to not only become rich, but better their lives. Peter, how are you? Shiva, Tabang, Dylan. So let's talk about my nightly routine. But before I do that, while you guys are in here, go ahead and hit the share button. And if you share and like this now, I will answer questions. Any questions that you may have for me. It can be about my life. It can be about money. It can be about business, whatever. If you have a question for me, put it in the comments below. And the reason why I do this is because I believe everybody should have an opportunity to have a millionaire mentor. Everybody doesn't get that opportunity like I did. Like I grew up kind of, on the hood side of town here in Houston, Texas. And I didn't have a millionaire mentor. I have great parents, but I had no one to teach me about money, finances, financial stability, economical type of concepts and principles. So I want to pay it forward to you. So as you're watching me here, I want you to take notes. Okay, I'm talking to you. Take notes here. If you don't mind, like and share this video. If you want me to answer questions. If you want me to answer your question, I just ask you, okay, kindly to like and share this video right now, all right? Because I think more millionaires or rich people should do this. I'm like this. If you have $1 million in your bank account and you're earning 6 figures per month, and if you've been doing that for 2 to 3 years, well, I think you're rich, okay? Yeah, and you should be on live like this helping other people, because I'm not saying that everybody is going to be rich, but everybody that wants it deserves the opportunity to become rich, okay? Or successful or wealthy, however you define it here. Keo, how are you? Will, AJ. Sadis, Steven, what's up, baby? How are you? So, guys, go ahead and like and share this. I'll give you 60 seconds to like and share. Just hit the button below here. You see that? Sorry. Just like and share, and we'll get started. I'm in my bedroom right here. So I said, well, how about I actually show you right now? It's about, what is it? 9 o'clock? I don't know. 9, 10 o'clock. So let me show you my habits. And I've been doing this for a very long time. These are my rituals, okay? My nightly rituals. I have morning rituals and I have nightly rituals. And I think this has been very powerful as it relates to me becoming very wealthy and, having life pretty much go the way I wanted to go for the last 6 years here. It's a blessing. I'm grateful. But now I want to pass it forward to you. So if you don't mind, go ahead and share and like this right now on your timelines. Like it and share it so other people will get the opportunity to do that, and I'll be able to answer your questions below. Manuel, how are you? Florence Matthews, hold up, give me 1 second. Okay, so here we go. So one thing, write this down. Remember, whenever a rich person, a millionaire, or somebody that you admire, maybe this guy here, make sure that you take notes. Don't think just by listening to this information that you're going to immediately take action and do something with it, okay? Or remember, all right? I tell young people and older people that's a part of my group, don't trust your brain. Write it down, okay? First thing is this. Before you go to sleep at night, this is what I do. I've been doing this for 6 to 7 years. I don't watch any television before I sleep. Why? Because I don't want none of that junk, news or drama TV or movies, a part of my consciousness. Because understand this, your conscious mind sleeps, but your unconscious mind continues to operate and process this information. That's why some of you have bad dreams, and some of you just wake up in cold sweats, and some of you just think about crazy things like giraffe and animals in jail. Right? Just crazy images and experiences take place. It's because you're exposing yourself to information, and then you're going to sleep. So 2 hours, practice, make it a habit. Maybe don't watch TV, even Netflix, anything that's televised. 2 hours before you sleep, don't watch it. Okay, unless it's something uplifting, empowering, like a Wesley Virgin video, like this one. Right. 2. Before I go to bed, I always meditate. Okay. How many of you meditate? Just hit the like and share button if you meditate, or just comment the words, Wesley, I meditate. What's up, Christy, June, Mandel, William, how are you? Okay. How many people meditate? Just say, yes, Wesley, me, I do, let's go. Comment that below. I'm just curious, how many of you meditate and really understand what meditation is? And I'll be happy to explain it to you if you want me to. You don't need to jump in my program or join the Millionaires in Training group, which is transforming a lot of people's lives. But I'll tell you here on this video right now, free with me. Okay. But I meditate for about 20 minutes here to very specific music. Okay. And I use this music to put my brain into what is called the theta state. Okay. How many of you know what the theta state is? Okay. I'm not sure if you guys understand that. Well, I meditate every night right before I go to bed. And when I'm meditating, I tend to visualize my day for tomorrow. Like tonight, I will visualize my day tomorrow, what I want to happen, what I want to see, what I want to smell, what I want to hear, what I want to feel or touch, right? I would do that, okay, to create it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen exactly like it, but the more you do it, you'll find that the magical things will start to take place, because the mind is very powerful. The mind has a frequency. It's an energy that's in the universe, okay? That's very powerful. That, in my opinion, if you tap into it, you can do some very miraculous things, okay? All right, you got it? So we got meditation on there as well. Hey, Alam, how are you? Malik, Christy, how are you? All right, Kazaris, here are you? How are you? Okay, so yeah, I do that. And sometimes, especially in the beginning when I was on the journey to becoming rich, I will listen to subliminals. How many of you know what subliminals are? Okay, so subliminals are nothing but like affirmations, like things that you hear over and over again, same words, sentences or phrases like, I am powerful, I am a millionaire, I am successful, I am a conqueror, I am great, I am fantastic, I am smart, I am intelligent, right? I used to listen to those like all night while I was sleeping, because it's a part of you that's still awake unconsciously, okay? So, and it's great to listen to that right before you go to sleep, because like I said before, your brain is in theta state. To keep it brief, theta is nothing but when you're watching TV, you're like this. Like right now, you're probably like this watching me. Right? You're in a trance. Right? Believe it or not. You're in a trance right now, even watching me, because your brain is in theta. Okay? Theta is when the brain waves slow down to the point that you can process information, and that information will be assimilated faster. Okay? That's why you can remember a movie so easily. You can watch a 2-hour movie and you can tell me all about it. But if I give you a 2-hour book, you can't tell me much of nothing. Okay? So yes, when your brain is in theta state, man, you absorb information very quickly. So when you listen to subliminals are just information or declarations or direct commands that you're giving yourself, because eventually you want to be this, right? Because remember, your brain is nothing but a computer. It's very simple. Brain is complex, but it's simplistic to program it, right? Anything that you hear, anything that you see, any experiences that you have, the books that you read, the TV that you watch, whatever you expose yourself to, you're constantly programming the brain, right? Inside of the skull of yours, or for you, inside of that big head. I see that big old head of yours. Yeah, so yeah, it's the brain of yours. You're continually absorbing information here, like all day long, like even unknowingly. And this is why I share with you that you have to really pay attention to the people that you're around, the TV that you watch, the radio that you listen to, and the events and experiences that take place in your life. You got to really pay attention because we are constantly being programmed to do something. Okay? To fail, to succeed. You like carrot cake, chocolate cake, whatever. We're always constantly being influenced on some level, unconsciously, right? This is below the threshold of consciousness. And this is why a lot of people don't get it as it relates to like making a lot of money. Because this is the part that they don't really talk about, but they are now. They're talking more about it, thank God. And people are now understanding that the reason why maybe you in your life, you may say, well, I haven't had a breakthrough in business yet, or, you haven't found a significant other yet, or maybe you haven't found a career choice. It's just what you've been programmed. That's it. I mean, it's a programming mechanism, which means is you can change it in any given time, right? So what I used to do, I used to just program myself for success. So I would hear these subliminals, I am successful, I am healthy, I'm great, I am a God, I am powerful. And I would listen to this over and over again to the point I started to become it. Make sense? It's very powerful. Doesn't take a lot of work. Just put your iPhone in, just hit the play button, or get your Amazon like me. Alexa, play As a Man Thinketh. Watch this.
As a Man Thinketh by James Allen on Amazon Music.
As a Man Thinketh.
Say that.
By James T. Allen.
Alexa, pause. See, so I have Amazon tap right there, right? It's just $100, but you can put your subliminals on that thing and just let it play. It can play an audiobook at night. You have to understand something. Like a lot of people think I'm smart. I'm not smart. A lot of people think, oh, he's so I'm just not intelligent. I'm really not, okay? I'm not trying to self-deprecate, but I just listen to things so much, just like you listen to a song and you know it. I just know a lot of information because I listen to a lot of information that's applicable to help people like you live better lives. That's it. So this is nothing but a regurgitation of information I've already read, listened to, or heard, period. It's nothing new under the sun. Nothing. Everything is out there already for you to be exposed to here. I just program myself a certain way to be this way. And this is why it happens like this, right? I can't stop it. It's unconscious for me. Because I strategically program myself for success, for happiness, for joy, for love, for compassion, and to speak in this very intellectual way, right? Even though I don't have a degree, right? Make sense? All right, so what I give you? I meditate. I don't watch any TV 2 hours before I go to bed. Never. I always like to listen to an audiobook, or I do affirmations sometimes as well. But I make sure that I program my mind for something when I go to bed. Like I may read my goals. Like my goals are on my iPhone. I may read it right before I go to bed because that's what I want to be thinking about. So say if I have a problem in business I need to solve, right? Say if I got to do a seminar, it's 100,000 people and I'm trying to find a venue and I can't find one. So I would just visualize myself finding the venue and I would go to sleep and the answer will appear. Now understand this. Now I want to make this very clear because I know I'm making it very simplistic right now. Just because you do this tonight, right? Start meditating, visualizing, going through these steps doesn't mean that you're going to get immediate change in your life, right? The guy that runs a marathon, he trains for that, right? LeBron James, the only reason why he's the best basketball player on the planet, because he trained for that, right? Just like Kevin Hart, the only reason why he's one of the top highest paid comedians on the planet, because he practiced, he did it over and over again. So realize that it doesn't really matter when you start, you should start now, but you have to start to get going, period. And you have to do it consistently for a very short period of time, not too long. And you do it 30, 45 days, and then it'll be natural, okay? It'll be natural for you. And once you're there, like money, happiness, I mean, it just comes to me. I don't, you know how some people just get problems all the time? Like a lot of you say, well, all these problems, all these weeds, all this all this shit that's taking place in my life. I can't get rid of it. Well, I'm like that with great things: joy, love, happiness, money, compassion, nurture. It just happens to me, right? I don't have to think about it because unconsciously, this is an automatic process for me, okay? My automatic nervous system automatically just basically permeates this energy in the world, and it just comes back to me on autopilot, only because I've programmed myself and conditioned myself to do this, okay? And guess what? That's it. Any questions for me? If you got any value, hit the like and share button now, just in case you didn't hit it before. Go ahead and like it and share it now. If you got value. If you didn't get any value, you don't have to hit the like and share button, but I'm asking you because more people need to understand this, okay? All right? You need to understand it, but not just understand it, do it. Let me tell you guys a story here before we move on. You know, I was talking to a friend last night, and she said, Wesley Virgin, I need another book. She said, Wesley, give me another book, you know. I know women are turned on by guys that read. You know, this girl, it was so funny. Like, I think a couple of weeks ago, a girl came to my house, and she saw that I had a brain. Like, I have a brain in my living room. She said, this must be the most sexiest thing I've ever seen in a guy's apartment. So, guys, yeah, go get brains. Put it in your apartment. They love it. But anyway, she says, Wesley, give me another book. And I said, a book about what? But she said this. She said, give me a fascinating book. Give me a book that just, you was like, oh my God, it's amazing. I'm like, wow. First question I asked her was this. I said, well, how do you define and how do you know if the book is going to make you feel amazing? Like, what do you need to read? What needs to happen for it to take place? She said, well, I mean, I don't know. You know, I just want a good book. And I shared something with her, and it's the reality of self-help, and I want to share with you. Understand something about self-help, because that's what I do. Everything that I talk about is nothing but self-development, self-help. And I said, even self-help, even what you're listening to, like all of you guys right now, like, oh, I love this guy. I love how he speaks. I love how he talks, and he's so smart. The information is just coming to me. Listen, even self-help is a drug. Okay? Yeah. Even self-help information, books, like the self-help books, the self-help motivational videos, the self-help audios, all this, it's a drug, okay? A lot of people get turned on from self-help videos, right? They like it because it sounds good in the moment. Now, I don't want you to fall victim to this. I'm not saying that you sit and watch self-help videos, but you have to understand the process of learning and actually like reading some information and taking that information and applying it so you can get a reciprocal result, right? You're not just reading or listening to this video because you just want to hear Wesley talk, okay? You want to take this information and you want to apply it in the universe so you can receive something. Does that make sense? Shake your head like this. Yeah. So actually, it's a book out there, and I gave her this book. It's called Sham. It's called Self-Help I think self-help actualization movement. So basically what they were saying is like a lot of people are making a lot of money off self-help and they're not really trying to help people because they understand that self-help is almost like drugs, like cocaine, like beer, like alcohol, cigarettes, whatever. It's addictive because it sounds good in the moment. That's why church is so popular. Like ministries and pastors and ministers. I'm not talking down on them, but you know, people go to these places because in the moment it feels good, right? In the moment it feels that you could be successful. In a moment it feels that you could do better. Because these are the things that you want to hear. Make sense? But the issue is when you hear this information, you reset and go back to your unconscious programming. And this is what many people on the planet that do what I do are not talking about, which I do. Okay? But we got other people that do, like Joe Dispenza. He talks about this. Bruce Lipton. These are great people. You should follow them. They talk about how to reprogram the brain. Because right now, consciously, you're just getting a drug, man. It just sounds good. It feels good. You're like, yes, I can go win. You right, Wesley. I need to start working out more. I need to be more positive. I need to start taking action. I need, right? But as soon as this video stops, you will unconsciously go back to the old programming until the next video. It's just the truth. So yes, self-help is an addiction. It's okay for it to be an addiction, but make sure that you're applying that addiction and you're using it to be beneficial. Okay? Don't wake up in 2020 and say the same words you said in 2019. This is my year. This is going to be a better year. You know what? This is my year. I'm going to get my act. I am going to be loving, more compassionate. I'm going to be smarter. I'm going to get my degree. I'm going to find out what I want to do. I'm going to lose a bunch of pounds. I'm going to get skinny. I'm going to get rich. This is my year. Don't do that. Okay? Like, this can be your year right now while you're watching this video with me. Like right now, you can make better decisions and choices now. Why wait till January? What does that mean? How about right now? Isn't now a great time to start changing your behavior? Isn't now a good time to start changing your eating habits? Isn't now a great time to change your attitude? Right? I'm suggesting these things now, not when something takes place. But see, this is what elude a lot of people that want to be rich and successful and multimillionaires and travel the world and lay butt naked on beaches around the world with martinis in their hand. They don't realize that their brain has been programmed in a certain way, which is the reason why their life is like it is. But all you have to do is change it. And you have to sustain the change by doing it repeatedly. And that's the tough part. The tough part is repeating a set of actions that doesn't necessarily feel well, right? Working out, you've never worked out, but now you want to work out. So it doesn't feel well. You're working on your business, talking to customers, getting sales, working on Facebook campaigns, working on your internet business, working on your YouTube business, your Instagram, whatever. And it doesn't feel well because you're not getting any result. That's the tough part. But just because it doesn't feel well doesn't mean it's not going to be well. Just because it doesn't feel good doesn't mean one day it will be good. You got to understand that. But then you have to realize that you have to purposely, key word, purposely put yourself in an environment to succeed. You want to know what's different from me and you? For all you people out there, you beautiful people, by the way, you're very gorgeous people, is I strategically put myself in an environment to win. That's why I win all the time. Like some people ask me, Wesley, how do you always have a smile on your face? Like you've been smiling for the past 5-6 years. Even when people meet me in person, they meet me on video, I always have the smile. It's not just because I have great teeth, which I do. It's because I've programmed myself to be this way. I've strategically put myself in an environment to succeed on levels that people can only dream of. Okay? And now I'm giving it to you in this video. But just because you watch this video doesn't mean automatically you're going to take action. You get it? Doesn't mean that. Some of you will. Some of you will be touched by this video. Some of you will be able to feel something and you will say, you know what? Fuck, enough is enough. My life changes tonight. Some of you won't get that realization. You just be like, yeah, that made sense. Boom, and you go right back to the old program. All right? But what I'm sharing with you and what I like to do in these videos here, this content, is to share with you that I want to raise your belief in you. And I want you to keep watching this information. Keep listening to this information. And at the same time that you're watching and listening, I want you to take action. And I know what you're thinking, well, what action do I take? do something towards the thing that you want. Only you can answer that question. Like, I don't know what you want out of life. I use the word rich, successful, millionaire, 8-figure, 9-figure, because I know that's something that most people want. Okay? But check this out. Everybody has a different definition on what success is. But guess what? The sad part is most people don't know what the definition is. You want to be successful, you want to be rich, but you don't know what that means to you. Only because you've never defined it. You never just thought about it. So, how would I know I'm successful? Like, what needs to take place in my life? Where will I be going? What type of money would I be earning? You never defined it. You know what really debilitates people's success? They have no clue on what they want from life. They don't know. They don't know clearly. Majority of people, they speak in generalities. Like, oh, I want to be successful. I want to be rich. I want to be a millionaire. I want the love of my life. Those are very vague statements there. All right? It's like going to Burger King and say, I want a burger. It's like going to the bank and say, give me some money. Right? The more clear you are about whatever you want out of life, anything, whether it's a spouse, money, or even the body of your dreams, you get it. But you have to be clear about it. When people ask me, where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? Start with you. Start with you making a decision that now you're going to think about, well, what do I want? Not where do I start? What do you want should be the first question that any entrepreneur, any person that wants to divorce mediocrity, any person that wants to leave the 9-to-5 job, that's the first question that every business owner, entrepreneur, anybody that wants a better life, you have to ask yourself, what do I want? And guess what? You may have to ask that question many times. Like today, you may ask it tomorrow. Again, well, what do I want? Then you ask yourself another question. Well, what do I really want? And guess what? That's not an easy question to answer because you've never considered what you want. You only saw other people like me making a lot of money, traveling the world, buying a lot of cars, houses, treating my family very well, taking them on trips, buying my parents things, allowing them to quit their jobs. That's what you see. Then you say, oh, yeah, I want that. But what do you really want? What do you really want? That's the question I'm asking you right now. You can comment below if you want to. I answer questions as well. What do you really want, Joe, Christy, James, Jonathan? So this is the reason why even millionaires right now, a lot of millionaires, they're still lost in the sauce. They don't know what they want. Because they thought millions was the end all. They thought a bunch of money, a bunch of cars, homes, and fancy trips, a bunch of girls, guys, whatever, was the end all. But I knew, and you can call me lucky, blessed, or maybe I just figured it out. But before I made money, I knew money was not going to be the end all. I knew money was not going to fulfill me as a person. It wasn't going to allow me to sustain happiness. Money is great, but it's not fulfilling. Not long term. So I figured out what was going to be my thing, what was going to drive me for the rest of my life. And what drives me is servicing people like you. That's it. I made a decision when I was only making $1,000 a month in a small apartment. I said my purpose for living would be serving other people. That's it. Because I realized something about people. Even before I started reading books and got educated as it relates to, self-help and self-development and just really understanding my brain and my thoughts, was a lot of people are just weak. They're just weak-minded people. Which means is a lot of people just can't take a lot of stuff. They can't take things in life. They can't take rejection. They lose things. They cry. They bitch. They complain. And I was never really a complainer. I never was. Not really. I didn't just complain about my issues. I had issues, but I never had a pity party about life. I just thought that was like a waste of time, a waste of energy. And maybe I got that from my dad. Probably I did. Or my mom. I just thought that was a waste of time. I don't know. So I never really just wallowed or just cried, and I don't know. I just never really did that when things would take place in my life. But I realized that a lot of people wasn't like that. They were weak-minded people, okay? Which means is they didn't have the skin of a rhino, right? They were just cows, like just weak. Anything that touched them, hurt them. Someone says something negative towards them. Somebody hurt them. The best friend curses them out, cheats on them, lies on them. They lose a job. I mean, they lose an apartment. They lose money. They lose an opportunity. Something doesn't happen to them. They just bitch and cry immediately. Immediately, like their children. Just cry, cry, cry. So I realized that people needed a guy like me. Okay? And I'm not trying to be egotistical. I'm just being honest. I just feel that people needed a guy like me to tell people like you to get tough skin. That you don't need you don't need me to teach you how to do internet marketing, okay? You don't need me to teach you how to run a business. You don't need me to teach you how to do finance. You need to get tough skin. You need to learn how to deal with rejection. Right? That's it. You need to learn how to sustain pain for a very long time, or be able to reframe the pain that you're feeling and use that pain and transmute that into a positive. So that's why I created the Mind Hack technology here, where I teach people how to use their mind specifically instead of teaching them business. Because I don't think people need to learn business strategies. They need to learn mind, self strategies. You need to learn how to be emotionally intelligent. You need to learn how to work and deal with your own emotions and thoughts. Because that's all what life really is. It's just how you feel about everything that's taking place in your life. Every meaning, every experience. I mean, you can think right now about the worst experience that you've ever experienced in your life. Think about it. Think about the one time in your life that life was just fucked up, right? Now listen to me. Events have no meaning unless the meaning that you put on the events. We give events and experiences power. But see, unfortunately, your mama didn't teach you that, your daddy, your grandfather, and in school, they don't teach you that. They don't teach you that experiences are not actually meanings unless you put a meaning on it. So if you don't know that, when you get into business and you feel frustrated one day, irritated, mad, pissed off, you don't know what to do. And what you do, unfortunately, is quit. Do something different. Stop. Make an excuse. Justify why you should be the person that you are today. And we do this all over the world. Right? The person that we are today, we say, well, I'm like this. I'm just that type of person. Stop trying to change me. Right? Because we're in a world and a culture of people that are confused. Okay? And that's okay. But the great thing about it is you don't have to always be confused. You can get clarity about your life. And it's very simple. Because I just said it 5 minutes ago. And now I'll say it again. You want to get clarity? You want to stop being depressed and confused and upset and irritated about events that take place in your life? Ask yourself, what do you want? See, when you ask yourself what you want, then it's easy for you to separate from certain people. When you get clear about what you want, it's easy for you to focus in a certain industry in life or a niche or whatever you want to do that makes you happy. Right? It's easy for you to pick the right significant other, wife, or husband, because you know what you want. Like if you know what you want from a husband or a wife, then you don't deal with the foolishness, right? Because it doesn't match up to the standard. But the issue is most of you haven't given yourself standards. And if you did, you bend the standard. You bend the standards based off this emotional feeling called sex, right? Right? And the sex starts to distort your judgment. Right? And it's okay. It happens. All right, so I want to answer questions here. If you got any value, thank you, all of you, 64 of you, for liking and sharing this video. I haven't been on live on Facebook. I'm going to put this on YouTube. So if you're a YouTuber, much love. I love you. All my Facebook friends and followers out there, I love you too so much. That's why I do this video for you. But if you have any questions for me, ask them now. Hey, I am no better than you. I never want to sit here behind camera looking at you to make you feel inferior. I'm not superior. I'm just a regular guy, man. I really am. I know a lot of stuff because I read a lot. I've created the person that you're looking at right now. But what I'm saying, you can create a different person too. Anybody can do it. And it doesn't take that long. I learned this from a guru. He said, a committed man knows no failure. A committed man knows no failure at all. Question for me, please. And thank you again for the likes and shares. And I'll put links under this video if you want to get involved with me, if you want me to teach you, school you, if you want to be a part of the Wesley University, I'm going to call it that now. And it's just where I teach you concepts, not just internet marketing, but mindset things, which I think is more important than internet marketing. Once you understand how to use your mind properly, what I teach people, thousands around the world, you'll get it. It's right below. Send the link below somewhere. I'll leave it there. If it's not there, just reach out to me at support@wesleyvirgin.com and I'll make sure to help you. Any question for me? My question is this. Sands, how are you? Is how do I stay positive when I have a bad day? That's a good question. So how many of you have ever had a bad day? I want you to put the number lucky 7 below. Comment 7 if you've ever had a bad day, and I'm going to help you. It's going to blow your mind. How many of you have ever had a bad day? Like a bad day. Like, oh my God, I had a bad day today. Anybody? Put the number 7. And be honest, okay? Don't lie and say, oh, Wesley, I never have bad days. I mean, be honest. If you do, put 7 below. So, Chris, look. T, listen to me here. You had a bad day, right? So a day is defined in 24 hours, right? So you're telling me, will we agree that a day is 24 hours? Can we agree to that? Like one full day is 24 hours. So if one day is full 20 hours and that young man, Sam, just said he had a bad day, that means every moment, every minute of 24 hours was bad. You mean, no. You mean, no, I don't mean that. All right. And I'm thinking, like, even when you were sleeping, you had a bad day? All right. Even when you were eating food, you had a bad day? So the problem is when we use words like that, because language structures reality. Write that down. Language structures reality, which means if you say that you have a bad day, you're making a very general statement. And you're only making this statement because that's what you heard. Like everybody, you say, hey, you ever had a bad day? Yeah. You ever had a bad day? Yeah. You ever had a bad day? Yeah. Everybody is going to agree with you that a bad day exists. But no one actually defines the language. A day is 24 hours. Nobody on the planet can have a bad day 24 hours. Why? Because during that day you're breathing. That's a pretty good day. Right? During that day you're alive. Right? So that's a pretty good day. You woke up in the morning. So it's a pretty good day. So in actuality, you didn't have a bad day. Is that making sense? Hit the like button if that makes sense. You had a bad moment. See, having a bad moment and having a bad day are very different experiences. If I say, you know what, I just had a bad moment. Great. I get over that moment. I had the moment. I was upset. I was mad, but now I go on with my day. But if I say I had a bad day and it's 8 o'clock in the morning because when I was brushing my teeth, toothpaste spilled on my clothes, then guess what? I am going to unconsciously manifest a bad day for the rest of my day. Does that make sense? Yeah. So saying, guess what? You should never have a bad day until you leave the planet. You have a bad moment, a bad minute, a bad 5 minutes. That's it. You deal with it, you move on. Okay? Next question. Did I answer your question there? See how simple that was? Why? Because language structures reality. Everything that you say out of your mouth. See, the problem is this. Growing up, from childhood to teenage years to adult years, we never been taught how language really structures and creates our reality. We just say words that our mama said, our daddy said, right? That's why we use words like, I can't believe this happened. You can't believe this happened? What does that even mean? I can't believe this happened. You can't believe it. I mean, it happened. So why can't you believe it? Or people say, this always happens to me. Well, what do you mean? It always, like always? So since you was 1 year old, that one thing happened to you every single day? We don't think about it like that. We're just repeating what we hear other people. And the only reason why we keep saying those things is because it's like normalized. It's normal, right? No one's questioning the behavior or the words. So we just say, I can't stand that person. They always do this. You always do that. No, they don't. Or even in business, people say, man, I'm tired of losing money. Tired? Like, what do you mean? You're tired of losing money? What does that even mean, tired? Doesn't tired mean sleepy? But we don't think about it like that. But that's how language structures reality. You can learn more about this in NLP, by the way. I talk about this in my program, Mass Control, which will be public in the next 2 months, unless you're watching this video after 2 months, right? I talk about this. Language structures how you view your world. And once you have a handle on that, man, you will dominate your world in ways that will be magical to yourself and other people here. Next question for me. But good question, my man. Question here. I've had a bad day in my life. It's like I've never had a bad day. In life. I'm serious. My life is so juicy, so good, so orgasmic. I love living. Oh, God, I love living. My life is perfect. Patrice, my second question. I'm sorry, Patrice, I didn't get your first question, but why most of rich people doesn't eat meat? What? Why most rich people doesn't eat? No, so see what he just did there? So what he did was called a presupposition. Patrice basically said that, well, why do most rich people don't eat meat? He's assuming that rich people don't eat meat, right? That's called a presupposition, which is not valid, actually, because you don't know if most people or most rich people don't eat meat, right? Because you don't know all the rich people in the world. Why would you say most? You know when some people say, I do it all the time too, so I'm guilty too. I might say, most people are negative. Most people have poor mind, right? And that's a general statement, but you got to be careful because you don't know if most people or most rich people don't eat red meat. And I don't even know that, right? Like me, I just recently went vegan or vegetarian or veganist or whatever. And it doesn't mean that my friend that is rich, he still eats meat. So I don't know if that's even a valid question to ask. And I don't know what is your outcome by asking that question, okay? I assume if I wanted to answer that question, assuming that most people do, all that means is because they want to be healthier. Isn't that not obvious? Right? Do your research. Go watch the movie. What's the name of the movie? The Game Changer on Netflix, okay? Next question for me, okay? Rakeem, Christy, how are you? Shanda, what's up? If you guys are getting value, if you don't mind, you hit the like and share button for me. Yeah. Do it for me, please. Like and share. Like, share on timeline, post. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Next question for me. Hey, Wes, how's it going? Going well. Where do I start? Where do you start? What? See, I'm going to give you a good example. You see that young man? And I'm not picking on you, Lebza. Where do I start? It's a vague question. Like, what do you mean? Where do you start what? Clarity is power. When you ask questions, be very specific. Okay? What do you mean, where do you start? Where do you start what? my program? Oh, easy. Reach out to Ariella. Reach out to my team. Email me at support@wesleyvirgin.com and tell me which program would you like to get involved with. Okay? You got to be clear, folks. Does anyone have trouble meditating? Manual. Let me guess. You have trouble meditating, right? So would you like me to talk? If you guys want me to talk about meditation, comment the word "let's go" below. If you talk more about meditation, comment "let's go." And ask me a question about when you say, well, Wesley, I have trouble meditating. In actuality, what you're saying is, Wesley, when I meditate, I feel it's not working. Right? What do you mean trouble? Meditation, this. What do you mean? You have trouble doing this? No. Ask a better question. You'll get a better answer, okay? Your question is, well, when I meditate, these thoughts keep coming in my brain. When I meditate, I can't stop moving. When I meditate, I feel anxious, right? Those are better questions. I can answer those. See, the big issue with a lot of people, I'm not going to say poor and average, but is the question that you guys are asking, like millionaires or rich people, or anybody that can give you definite answers, is because you're not asking the question in the way that deserves the answer, because it doesn't make sense, right? It's too vague. When you ask a vague question, you're going to get a vague answer. Be clear, okay? Be clear and be honest with yourself. Does that make sense? Think for a second, then ask the question, okay? How to get into your program? Just go to it depends which program you're talking about. If you're talking about Done For You Services, I'll leave a link below, guys. If you want to be in my program here tonight, right now, in the link below, I will show you how to do that. And I'll show you'll begin your journey of becoming a very successful person. Okay? What's up, Mendel? How are you? Any more questions for me? Yeah, I will leave a link below, folks. Anybody, are you superstar? Look at my finger in the description below. I will leave links to get more information about the mentorship and the programs that I have created online to help you be a more successful, better you. Okay? When meditating, I have trouble concentrating mentally. I notice random thoughts that don't even relate to what I'm listening to. It's clear I need to train my mind. Can I get some clarity? But this is still a mystery to me. Yeah, so understand that your mind has been exposed to a lot of bullshit. Okay? Yeah, seriously. It's been exposed to just a lot of stuff. So when you're meditating, your thoughts are still there, right? That's why you'll just think about negative things. You'll think about what someone did to you 2 years ago. You'll think about how somebody hurt you. Someone cursed at you. Someone made you feel bad. Somebody rejected you, right? All these thoughts and images will start popping up in your mind because you have put a lot of garbage inside, right? So you put a lot of garbage inside of your mind by exposing yourself to everybody. I call it being a prostitute with your time. Like, you're just giving yourself to everybody, right? Helping this person, giving this person advice, talking to this person, texting this person, watching Instagram feeds, looking at Facebook, looking at preachers, looking at ministers, looking at Wesley, looking at drama TV, looking at porn, whatever. All this stuff is in your mind, okay? So the thing is to get rid of that, or to how to be more pleasing with that, right, is focus your thoughts on your breathing, okay? Focus your thoughts when you meditate. I don't have to do this too much anymore because I know how when I go into a meditative state, I go quickly. Like even now, I'm in a meditative state right now, actually, speaking with you. So when you're in a meditative state, focus on your breathing. So you think about the breath coming in your nose and releasing the breath out the mouth. And that's what you think about. And when you think about that, you can't think about anything else. See, the great thing about the brain that's powerful here, here's a secret here. Your brain can't think about two things at the same time simultaneously. Like you can't think about a negative thought and a good thought at the same time. Just can't do it. All right? You have to think about this, think about this, think about this. You just can't think about two things simultaneously, which is powerful. What's up, Alexandra? What's up? I miss you, young lady. That's the power of meditation. Just focus on the breathing for the first couple of months until you get to the point where, those type of thoughts are not bothering you as much, right? Are not interfering with your meditation here, okay? Kara, how are you? Kara Desiree. Did I ask you a question? If that did, please hit the like and share button. As a matter of fact, if you just got here, say hello to me. Hello? Don't be rude. And hit the like and share button right now, please. I'm asking you. Davana Phoenix, how are you? How's Africa? Wherever you are around the world. Any more questions for me? If you guys got value, put your hand up like this and say, Wesley, like, share. You gave me value here tonight. Sarah, how are you? Rose, if you got value, just come with the words, I got value. How do I conquer? Look at these words that people use. Now, I'm not picking on you, Sands. I love you, and I'm glad you're asking questions here. How do I conquer my fear for public speaking? You see what he said? Conquer. Like he's going to have a sword or a gun, and he's going to shoot fear. Boop, 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 fear. Boop, 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 boop. Right? Listen. Fear is nothing to be conquered because you don't conquer fear. Fear is a process of thinking, okay? The problem is you're referencing fear as a normalization. Like fear to you is like a thing, like it's something in front of you that you see that you're trying to move out of the way, but it doesn't exist. It's an illusion. Does that make sense? So your public speaking problem is basically derived from the pictures and images that you're creating in advance about public speaking. You're seeing yourself in front of the room, nervous, sweaty under the armpits, right? Shaking, not knowing what to say, right? And you're too internal instead of external. That's what you think about. That's why so many people can't speak in front of crowds because they're self-conscious about themselves. They're thinking about how they're looking. They're thinking about what they're saying. Did I say it right? If you notice, like right now, this is public speaking. I'm speaking to 60 people, even though you're online, right? But I'm not self-conscious because I don't care. I don't care about my delivery. I don't care about if I got a booger in my nose. I don't care that my beard here is kind of premature. I don't really care about the light that's a little bit dim in the room. Like I'm not thinking about that. The only thing I'm thinking about is this. Listen, and this will help you. I'm thinking about how you feel and the information that I'm giving you. Are you taking it, understanding it, and using it? So I just think about you. I'm not thinking about myself. Right? I'm not thinking about how I look and what I'm saying. I'm thinking about, am I saying something that is influencing people right now to go and take action and win, make money, create a happy life? That's it. I'm thinking about how you feel right now. Like right now, you're probably on your iPhone like this. Come into where Let's Go if you're doing this with your iPhone or your Galaxy phone or some smartphone and you're looking at me, watching me right now. Hit the like button or just put the number 7. If you're in your bed right now, comfortable under your sheets right now, put the 7 below. If you're on your couch right now, looking at me with the TV off, and you're getting value, comment the 7 below. Now, how do I know that? Because I'm not thinking about me. Public speaking, the reason why people can't do it, because they're thinking too much about themselves. It's not about you. It's about the people that you're speaking to. That's what make a public speaker or a motivator or a preacher or a minister great. Because the great ones like T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen, my dad, Wesley Virgin, because he's thinking about the people. I'm not thinking about me and how good my suit look, how good my chain look. I'm thinking about you. That's it. How can I help you change so you can become the man or woman you are destined to be? Period. That's what I'm thinking about. So if you don't want to have any problems public speaking, stop thinking about you. Because guess what? It's not even about you. No one cares the shoes you got on. No one cares that you pronounce a word the wrong way. And if they did, so be it. It's not about you. It's about them. See, this is why I love the phrase service leads to greatness. When you understand to live the most exceptional life, is to realize that you have to service people. By servicing people, which means that you self-abnegate yourself. That's not about Wesley Virgin. I'm good already. I'm great. I'm perfect. It's about you. I want you to understand that you're good, that you're perfect. That everything that you want, everything that you're searching for, it's in you. Stop searching. It's there. Does that make sense? So, make it about them, and you'll be the greatest public speaker on the planet. Next. I want to do live videos. I want to help people. Also want to motivate people. Yeah, but you have to motivate yourself first, Sans. You want to help people, you got to help yourself first, Sans. You got to make sure that you put yourself in a position that people will listen to you. I see a lot of people, and I understand people like giving advice. That's just that's in our nature as human beings. We like giving other people advice, even though it may be piss poor advice and bullshit, right? But we just like, hey man, you need to do this. Hey man, you need to quit that job. Hey man, you need whatever. But listen, you shouldn't give any advice until you have mastered that area of the advice you're trying to give. This is why I don't talk about relationships, because I'm not an expert when it comes to relationships with women. I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm just not. I haven't got that figured out. Right? So I don't talk about that. I can't tell anybody how to be married. Like, I have my thoughts and my philosophies about it, but in actuality, it'll be wrong for me to really communicate that. But it's not saying that I won't, because if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you my thoughts. You can take it or you can discard it. But I'm not a master in that area, all right? Because I haven't applied it to my life. You should not talk or speak or advise anybody about anything unless you have mastered that area in life. A fat, overweight person can't teach me how to work out. I don't care if you train Carl Lewis, LeBron James, but you're not training me. Because you haven't proved to me that you have done it yourself. A person that has a 9-to-5 job can't teach me how to get rich. I don't care how good they speak, how good they smell, and how good they look. You cannot teach me anything about success financially if you still have a 9-to-5 job. Make sense? You have to be smart. You guys, a lot of you take advice from people only because it's comfortable. Oh, guys, I got to let you go. I'm sorry. Hey, all right, I got to wrap up. My battery's about to die. Hey, I love you so much. Thank you for sharing and liking this. I will leave a comment in the video below. Hey, remember, get to work. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for liking and sharing this. If you got value, comment the words, I got value. If you want to partner with me or mentor with me, in the links below, I have a variety of programs or mechanisms that you can get involved with me today, and I'll help you. Much love. This is Wesley, Virgin. Let's go. Later.